are all mankind's dreams about reaching new worlds, we had always been tied to the one that created us. The signal changed all that. Sent from an uncharted part of the galaxy, it told us how to escape the confines of our world. So we followed its instructions and built vast seed ships that we sent across the galaxy to populate new worlds and search for the origin of the signal. Decades passed, and the more worlds we colonized, the more fractured we became. The new worlds wanted independence, but Earth wouldn't allow it. Then the colonists found the source of the signal, and everything changed again. They traced the transmission to the crash site of what was believed to be an escape pod. There was no evidence of a crew, just wreckage. But there was new technology there, and the colonies used it to strike a deal. Earth could study the wreckage in return for colonial independence. However, the deal turned sour. Earth scientists discovered something valuable at the site, something they wouldn't share. Afraid of what they might have found, the colonies expelled the Earth team. In response, Earth revoked their right to self-rule. War was inevitable. A war fought over those vast distances is expensive. Neither side could maintain the struggle for long. But nor could they back down. The war had to end. But we could not have predicted how far they would go to end it.
Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and today we're taking a first impressions look at Strike Suit Zero. I thought I'd leave in the sort of introduction there to cut out what I have to explain. This is a sort of space combat game. Not really a space sim like, Masters of Orion or anything like that, but just, mission-based space combat game. You can see here there's 13 missions. We're going to jump into Mission 4 because at the end of Mission 3 is when you first get the Strike Suit, which is, a new ship. So we're going to jump in here. Quick explanation, we are a pilot named Adams, a previously disgraced pilot, rejoining an Earth fleet, I guess. And then when we go out to meet the rest of the fleet, we find that they've all been destroyed by some sort of superweapon that the colonies have developed. So now we're kind of on the run, trying to figure out how to get back at them. Alright, what's our mission here? Protect the freighters and the carrier. And missiles don't work because we're fighting a nebula. Alright, obviously we're going to use the strike suit, since also the other two are locked and it seems to have taken away our first ship. These upgrades here you unlock by basically doing side objectives in previous missions. So you can see I've got 2 of them unlocked from 2 previous missions. And we've only got the 2 kinds of main guns here. Plasma guns do more damage to armor, and light machine gun basically chews up shields, so you want to hit them with that first and then switch to the plasma gun. And then for missiles, we've got the Titans, which are non-lock based, so we're going to have to use those here because obviously we can't lock on with our other missiles. And I guess we'll keep Swarm even though it's not really going to do much good for us here. Maybe the nebula doesn't cover the whole level.
diminished fleet, and we must fight the war of the few. We will keep hitting the colonials until they have no choice but to send the Black Fleet against us. And when they do, I will finally destroy them, as we will destroy the enemy flotilla today.
So here we are.
Use our freighters to lure in their fighters and corvettes. Then we will draw them all into the nebula to disable their missile and torpedo systems. And when their capital ships come for the Arcadia, then, and only then, my cruisers will fold in and destroy them.
So you can see we have to switch between the plasma and the light machine gun. There's a light machine gun there. You get limited ammo, but we've got 8,000 shots, so you never really run out. And then you switch to plasma to finish them off, which is infinite, but as you can see up there on the right, it has an energy meter. When that drains, you shoot really slowly.
Fighter groups approaching.
Flight teams, keep those freighters safe. Bowman might consider them expendable, but we'll need them if we are going to save Earth.
You've got boosters when you need to actually close into combat range. Or get out of the enemy range. See there, we already burned through his shields, and then we just follow the sort of aim indicator to finish him off. This game actually does a pretty good job of, you know, kind of crazy, everyone shooting at everyone space battles, instead of just you fighting a couple guys. Like, you can see there's a lot of shit going on at the same time here. I think we're not actually in the nebula yet, so we can use our swarm missiles, if I can remember. There we go. So let's find a new lock. Yeah, that was maybe a bit overkill.
Enemy corvettes are closing on our position.
Corvettes are annoying because they fire torpedoes at your capital ships, which you have to shoot down because nobody else will.
Launch torpedoes. Intercept those torpedoes and then deal with those corvettes. We won't last long against a sustained assault.
Alright, let's find these torpedoes. You can usually find them because they glow really bright orange, as you can see behind this. Well, you can't really see, but behind this purple wall of explosions. Alright, so the corvettes here, because they're really slow, we can use our unguided missiles. They do a shit ton of damage, so let's just get close to this guy. There goes one of them. Now, of course, the strike suit is not just a spaceship, it is also a mech suit. If we hit spacebar here, we can switch to strike mode, which, gotta dodge that missile. Strike suit mode here uses up the flux energy on under our shields to power its attacks, basically. So it doesn't cost anything to be in this mode, but if you fire any of the guns, it will drain the energy. So let's just use the missiles here. One problem with the strike suit is that you can't boost, so it's kind of hard to get into range of stuff without getting missiled. And we ran out of flux energy, so we got switched back. However, you can get more flux energy by destroying enemies with your strike suit, but I don't think you can get it back indefinitely. back to swarm missiles. And of course, if you want to get to someone behind you, you just pull back on S to hit the brakes, and then you turn a lot. Instead here, all pretty standard stuff for any sort of flight combat game. Any sort of non-sim flight combat game. Our allies here are actually doing a pretty good job of taking out these fighters before I can get to them.
Our capital ships are converging on our position. This is it. Our ships move toward the nebula. Time to see if Bowman's plan pays off.
Alright, so now we can't even use our swarm missiles at all. We can't even dumbfire them.
Enemy fighters closing. Eliminate all targets.
I haven't actually done a nebula mission yet, so it doesn't seem like it's that different. We can still see where all the enemies are. Get ready to go close to these guys. Also, the strike suit's main gun goes through both armor and shields at the same rate, so you don't have to worry about weakening them first. Those Titan missiles are pretty much impossible to use against these fighters. They're too fast. They're pretty good against capital ships, though, as we saw with the Corvette. Would you get back here? I will say that the current guns have pretty limited range. Like, if you try to hit someone outside of the range that the aim assist comes up, then you actually can't even hit them at all, I don't think. The Arcadia still looks like it's at full there at the top left. We've got a little health meter for her. Which is good, because in previous missions, it's actually pretty hard to keep that thing alive.
Their capital ships will be closing in. Stand by.
Finish off those fighters while you can. Enemy capital ships coming in fast. Commander Bowman, the trap is sprung. Commander Bowman! Bowman? Damn. Flight team, buy us some time. Adams, let's see the strike suit in action.
Alright, let's not fly directly towards that capital ship. Because capital ships are actually pretty hard for you to take out with the ship without any support. Mainly because they're covered in little gun turrets. And it looks like we can't use the strike suits missiles at all here, too. Now, we took out a bunch of the guns on this thing, so we can actually kind of hit it from this side now. Got it down to about half. As you can see, we can't really even stay near it very long without getting pounded by all the various gun turrets. Also, I think that gun I was just shooting at was actually on the opposite side of the ship. Of course, once you've taken out a few of the turrets, it gets a lot easier to take out the rest of them. Alright, that's one of them. Thing's actually doing a pretty good job of chewing up their gun turrets. However, the strike suit mode is kind of built for offense, so we're also getting pretty killed here. Not doing a whole lot of damage to this thing, but it's running out of guns. Missile turrets don't even do anything here. It's a little annoying that there's no way to easily get away from these things. You kind of have to just fly straight away from it and then turn around again. Apparently the Arcadia is not actually taking any damage from this thing. Guns are not very effective against this. The missiles would probably do fine, but of course we can't use them, and we're out of our Titan missiles, so pretty much gotta just keep chewing this thing up with regular plasma guns. I think this might be the end of the mission when we blow this up, but I've said that before for some of the other levels. They actually can get pretty long, it seems. On average, about a half an hour each. This better be the end of the mission, because we have no armor left. I just realized.
Well done, that was close. Now, where the hell is Bowman? Multiple enemy capital ships incoming. Christ, 2 cruisers and support. We don't stand a chance. All flight teams, hold them off as long as you can. Focus on their attack teams. Take out those beam turrets.
Well, this is going to go poorly for us, I think. Well, the Arcadia is already down a quarter health, it seems, in the last couple seconds. Apparently the entire strike suit load of flux didn't do any damage to this. I think I was hitting the ground right below it. The only consolation is it looks like the Arcadia is probably going to die before we do. Nope, never mind. Luckily, there are checkpoints. This should start us right before the carriers show up. And now we have full health, so this should go better. We also have full missiles, I believe. figure if we just bounce between the two of these, we should be able to get our shields back in between.
The shield's restored.
Alright, only 2 of them left. This is going much better. That's kind of the problem with not being able to refill your ammo mid-mission, is you never know if there's going to be more mission after you complete your objective. So you don't know if you're supposed to save your ammo or not.
To wait forever for those cruisers to take the bait. All ships, open fire!
It's the beam turrets down. Now, hit them with everything you have.
Oh, we still can't use our missiles. Unfortunately, there's not really any evasive rolls or anything you can do in this. I mean, you could do this, but that doesn't really do anything. You can't do any loop-de-loops or, you know, switch directions or anything like that. But yeah, we don't actually have really enough firepower to do much to the cruisers, so we kind of have to let our capital ships take care of them here. Cruiser should blow up by now. There we go.
Commander Bowman, sir. Where the hell were you?
I was watching you work, mecha. Had to get your match fit. Plus, I wanted to see what that strike suit could do. Now we can start going after larger targets. All ships, prepare to fold out.
Transform and fold out. Folding is just their form of hyperspace. I didn't really see any side missions in that one. Oh look, we actually got a better gun. We didn't even get a bronze medal though. And as you can see, every mission kind of scores you like this and determines your reward. They even just released a standalone, like, $6 download that is entirely a score attack version of Strike Suit, called Strike Suit Infinity. And yeah, that's... I mean, this is the end of the mission. This is pretty much how Strike Suit Zero goes, I think. You can see there's 13 missions, but they're, as you saw, pretty good length each, so... I believe this game is $10 now on Steam? Not 100%, but somewhere around there. You know, low downloadable game range. And yeah, I think it's pretty neat. There's not enough space combat games anymore. That's really all I have to say, I guess. It's a decent amount of fun, and yeah, space combat, it's pretty. And the strike suit's kind of neat, even if it doesn't really change your tactics very much once you get it. So I've been Shadefire, this is Strike Suit Zero, and I'll see you folks some other time.